We're gonna go live. Yes, we are live, everyone. So everyone, happy Tuesday. This is the 187th District Court. These are the rules. You are in court. Even though you're at your house or wherever you are, you need to act as though you're in court because that's where you are. To all of the inmates, do not use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. And this is not a dating show. This is not The Bachelor. It's not The Bachelorette. Do not try to pick anyone up for dates. If you do, you're going to be sent back. Do you all understand? Just give me the thumbs up. So I don't want to hear, I was just chatting with my attorney. Don't use it. To everyone else, this is live on YouTube. Please remember that. The other thing, I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a room. To all the attorneys, if you have an agreement with the state, put it in the chat box. You will put it in the chat box to see Ferguson. Ferguson is listed as Ferguson coordinator. She's the coordinator for this court. No matter how small the agreement, she will need to know what it is so she can get paperwork to your client. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address. If you have an agreement with the state, you will need to give your client's email address to them so they can get the paperwork. I'm going to assign attorneys to rooms. The prosecutors are able to move throughout the room. They'll be able to see what room you are in. As you can tell, there are more defense attorneys than prosecutors, so please be patient. When I assign you to the room, think of it as going to the doctor's office. When the nurse calls you to the back and you're happy because you think you're going to see the doctor, they're just putting you in a waiting room to check your blood pressure and weight. So think of that room as your blood pressure and weight is being checked, but a prosecutor will get to you, I promise you. To all the defendants, I'm going to call your attorney's name, not your name. If you don't hear your attorney's name, just stay calm. They're probably zooming in another court. You will get a chance to see your attorney today. So everyone, put some patience in your pocket. And this is the order in which the attorneys will appear. For attorneys, if you see that you're lower on the list, you want to zoom to another court, you can do that. However, if you zoom to another court and your case is called, you'll go to the end of the line. So the attorneys I have are Brent De La Paz, Colin Hobbs, Hector Garza, James Anders, John Robertson, Mark McKay, Nathaniel Navy, Orlando Castagnon, Scott Hill, George Schaefer, H. David Sanchez, Rodolfo Zepeda. Is there anyone that I'm missing?
Good
Any
morning,
attorney?
Judge. This is Ashley Morgan. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Reyes. I've actually been logged on since about 8:25.
All right. I go in the order that you appear on the screen. So everyone, even if you're in a waiting room, it will have your name listed in the order that you log in. So that's how the court chooses the order. Is there anyone else, any other attorney whose name wasn't called? All right, Brent De La Paz, where are you?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Just one moment. What is your client's name?
Edward Alvarez.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Colin Hobbs, who do you have?
Morning, Your Honor. I have Mr. Ryan. His name is Thomas Ryan.
Thomas Wright.
Ryan, R-Y-A-N.
All right, is this criminal trial division or family violence?
Should be CTD, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It deny that she put that?
Yes, and she tried to get some.
Hector Garza.
Your Honor, my client is Roy Navejar.
All right, you're gonna have to spell the last name for me.
Yes, ma'am. It's Navejar.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
All right, to the inmates, you need to stay muted. Trust me, you have a chance to speak with your attorney. There's just a lot of noise that comes from your end. James Anders, who do you have?
I have Miss Callahan, Montoya Callahan. She's an addition from yesterday, and it's a what is it? VP, I think is what they're called.
All right, what is it? Is it criminal trial division? Is it family violence?
I met with a family violence yesterday. I believe.
Okay. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. Next person is John Robertson.
Morning, Your Honor. I've got Robert Rodriguez. It's a criminal trial division case.
I'll send you to breakout room number 5. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Mark McKay.
Hi, Judge. Good morning.
Hi,
I've
good
got
morning.
Vanessa Gangora, Gangora.
All right, could you spell that again for me, please? The last
G-
name.
Gangora.
All right, my typing skills are coming back to me from typing in middle school, or as we called it, junior high. So I'm building up my speed again. So is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division, Judge. And if I can, I have had multiple conversations with Jordan on this case, and it is not going to be resolved.
Okay, just one moment. All right, Vanessa Gangora, where are you? Could you unmute for me, please?
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning. My understanding that you're requesting a jury trial, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Mark McKay, have you received an offer from the state?
I have, Judge, but it's, once again, we're not going to accept it.
Okay. No, I just needed to make sure that an offer had been tendered. And are there any remaining discovery issues?
I checked it yesterday, and unless something's updated at a later time, I think we've got all the discovery.
Okay, let me see if we have.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, thank you. Marcus, let me make you a co-host. Oh, you are a co-host. All right, Marcus, on Vanessa Gangora, were you the person who was conferring with them?
No,
No.
Judge, it's Jordan.
But
All
I
right.
can get a discovery acknowledgement done.
All right, yes, that's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need an acknowledgement of discovery. And
Yes.
that will be due by March 31st. Will you be able to have it then to them, Marcus?
Yes, Mark, I have your email. I'll send it to you today.
Thank you, Marcus.
Right. And then because I give everyone here a plea deadline, and I haven't given your client a plea deadline, and I understand you're saying she won't accept anything, but the rules in this court, I give everybody a plea deadline.
Yes, Judge.
So we're going to recall this. For April 9th. And that Miss Gangora, I know I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry, Miss Gangora.
It's okay, it happens.
All right, thank you. That will be your plea deadline date. What that means is on that day, if you decide to enter a plea, you can, but the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that day. So after that date, if you decide to enter a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court will not accept it. Do you understand?
Kind of, yes, yes.
Well, let me do this. let me have you go into a breakout room, Mr. McKay. If you can go into a breakout room with your client very quickly to explain that to her, please. And
Yes,
then just come back in. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6, and your
Yes.
attorney will meet you there.
Okay.
Your Honor, is there an inmate named Roy Navahar? Have they brought him over yet?
Let me see.
He is on.
Yes,
the-
he's here.
Can you put him in breakout room 3 with his lawyer, please?
Mr. Navahar, please go to breakout room number 3. All right, the next person up is Nathaniel Navy. Nathaniel
Good morning.
Navy.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here. I have
Yes.
Vanessa Sanchez.
I'm sorry, who?
Vanessa Sanchez, 2021 CR 1468.
What is it? Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial, Judge, and I had conferred with Marcus in the past.
Okay. I will send you to breakout. Let me add Marcus. I'll add Marcus to your name. However, you may end up with another prosecutor, but I'll say Sanders.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And I'll send you to breakout room number 7, and someone will meet you there. All right, the next person up is Orlando Castagnon.
Yes, Judge, I have Longoria,
What's the full name?
Tanya Longoria.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 8. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Scott Hill,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning.
I have an Eddie Hernandez. It's a pre-indictment drug case, Judge.
Let me see, that means if it's pre-indictment, that means that we have an issue. Yes, there's a request for a PR bond. I'll send you to a breakout room and you can confer with the state on that. I'll send you to breakout room number 9.
I'll let you know, Judge. He's got a PR hold. I'm sorry, a blue warrant out on him, a parole hold. So
Okay,
I don't know.
we'll see what happens. I'll send you to 9.
Okay.
Thanks. George Schaefer,
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
good morning. Who do you have?
I have Brittany Reyes, criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 10. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, the next person up is H. Dave Sanchez.
Good morning, Judge.
morning.
I have
Who do you have?
Natasha Bozier. I believe that it's pre-indictment, so I believe it's a PR bond issue also.
Yes, it is. And that's CTD. Send you to breakout room number 11.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
All right, the next person up is Rodolfo Cepeda.
I have 2, Your Honor. I have a William Miranda and a Gabriel Almanza. Mr. Miranda is in my office, and this is a plea date, and he doesn't want to accept the offer, Your Honor.
Wait, William, Miranda, and who else?
Gabriel Almanza.
Can you spell that? Is it A-L-M-A-N-Z-A?
M-A-N-Z-A.
Are these both criminal trial division cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Well, on Mr. Miranda, he wants a jury trial, Your Honor.
All right, let me send you to 12 and we'll come back and discuss it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Ashley Morgan.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Reyes. It's Criminal Trial Division. I emailed the prosecutor. We are missing lots of discovery. So
What's the first name?
Joshua.
All right, I'm gonna send you to lucky breakout room number 13. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Joseph Stetson.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm covering cases for Joanne de Hoyos, her client, Criminal Trial Division, Fabian Cedillo, 2021 CR.
How do you spell the last name?
Cedillo.
All right, and it's Criminal Trial Division?
Yes.
I'll send you to breakout room number 14. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, just one moment. All right, anyone back from the breakout room?
I am, Judge. I think Miss Longoria was having trouble joining the breakout room, but I believe you sent her to 8, and I see also a join breakout room 8. I don't know if that's where Tom was.
No, I didn't send her anywhere. I haven't
Oh,
sent
okay.
her anywhere. You're in 8. Do you need to speak with her?
If I could.
All right, if you'll go back to 8. Tanya Longoria, if you'll go to breakout room number 8, please. Your attorney will meet you there.
You need to
Colin
press
Hobbs?
the button. Yeah.
Yes, Judge. If you could send me to a breakout room with Mr. Ryan. It's 187th Ryan L2.
Just one second. All right, Mr. Hobbs, if you go back to breakout room number 2.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your client, Mr. Ryan, will meet you there. Mr. Ryan, please go to breakout room number 2. Hernandez, stop talking to other people. I know you're trying to be helpful, but when you do that, the deputies end up calling the court and saying that there's disruption going on. So if they need help, someone will come and help them, okay? Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Judge, I'm actually back. This is James Anders for Montoya Callahan. I'm back from a breakout room with Miss Laura.
All right, just give me one moment. I'm presiding today as well as doing this, so just give me 1 second. Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Hey, James Anders. Will you come back to the breakout room with me real quick?
All right, everyone, I'm back. Norma, on Mr. McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Norma Ferguson, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
On Mark McKay, his client, Vanessa Gongoria. I've given him a reset of April 9th. That's the plea deadline date. Is that an okay date or does that need to be moved?
So what is he coming back for on April 9th?
It's a plea deadline date.
Oh, just a plea deadline date?
Yes. Or if you need to move it, we can move it.
I'd rather move it, Judge, to either the 6th or the 13th.
All right, Mr. McKay, what is best for you, April 6th or April 13th?
13th, Judge.
All right, so we'll
Please.
do April 13th. So that's when you and your client can come back. And then did you get a chance to explain to her what the court's plea deadline date means?
I did, Judge, and she's in agreement.
Okay, all right, then you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. And to the clerks in the back, could you please bring me back the file for Vanessa Gongora?
Yes, sir.
All right, who is back from the breakout room? Scott Hill.
Yes, Judge, I've conferred. Looks like he has another case, an unindicted burglary of a habitation. He does not have an attorney on that case, but Judge, he's got a parole hold on him, so I'm not sure what good a PR bond's going to do.
All right, do you want to withdraw the application for PR bond?
Yes, Judge, I think that was filed by my client.
Excuse me, can I say something on the burglary habitation charge?
No. Here's the thing. I'm sure your client does not want you to speak about the facts of any case. Is that correct, Mr. Hill?
No, and I'll be happy to talk to him in a breakout room, Judge.
Yes, so your attorney will speak to you in a breakout room, but your attorney does not want to speak, does not want you to speak live to me about the facts of your case. If for some reason, after you've spoken to your attorney, you wish to speak to me, then I will hear you, okay? So Mr. Hill, You were in breakout room number 9. Mr. Hernandez, please go to number 9 and speak with your client. All right, the next person back, John Robertson.
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred with Ms. Williamson. We have an offer. I need to check some things out on my end, investigation-wise, and then we're going to talk again. So I need to get a reset if we could.
All right. Where is Mr. Robert Rodriguez? Is he in custody?
No, Judge, he's on bond. I don't see him on the 2 pages I can look at. I sent him the link. He was going to try to get on with the phone.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30. So if you want to zoom back in at 10:30 and see if you can get in touch with your client.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, the next person I see back is Brent Delapaz.
Hi, good morning, Judge. As you were about to call me, Jordan just messaged me. So I just quick update. It's a first setting, obviously, but we are missing some discovery. But Jordan just made a PTD offer that I'd like to discuss with my client. If we could, I don't know what your normal time frame is.
All right, I'm going to send you. I'll send you to a breakout room with your client. Is your client in custody?
No, he's not, Your Honor. But I need to. One of the things that I needed to do was set up an appointment with him to come into my office.
No, is he on the screen?
He is, Your Honor.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room to speak with him. Mr. Alvarez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney. All right, the next person back, Colin Hobbs. So Mr. Ryan.
Yes, Judge, I'm hoping to speak with Marcus again briefly when he's back.
Okay, let me see if Marcus is back. Marcus,
Yes.
Could you speak with Mr. Hobbs? Mr. Hobbs, you were in breakout room number 2. I'm going to move you to breakout room number 15.
Perfect. Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Orlando Castagnon.
Yes, Judge. I was just coming back to let you know that I've conferred with my client. I think we have an agreement. We're going to start on the paperwork, but I just wanted to let y'all know that we'll just be waiting on the paperwork.
All right, thank you. If you can put in the chat box to Ferguson coordinator so she can get the paperwork together.
We'll do.
Remember, if your client is on bond, she'll need your client's email address.
Okay. Yeah, she's and I gave that to Tom, but I'll go ahead and send it to her. And after that, I'm going to step out for a little bit and I'll come right back.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Delapaz, you're in breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
Hector Garza.
Yes, Judge. Actually, I was talking to Mr. Nesbitt about trying to work out an agreement, and I talked to my client, so I just need to get back and talk to Mr. Nesbitt again.
Okay, sure. If you need to go to a breakout room, you were in breakout room number 3. I will move you to breakout room number 4. And let me see where Tom is. Does anyone see Tom Nesbitt on the screen?
He might be in a breakout room somewhere.
Oh, he is. He's in breakout room number 13. So as soon as he comes back, don't leave yet.
Okay.
And I'll rename you that you're waiting for Tom.
Yes, ma'am.
And as soon as he comes back, just interrupt me and let me know. And I'll put you in a breakout room with him. James Anders, we're here on Montoya Callahan.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, what is happening?
I believe what's happening is there's supposed to be the hearing about her violations. And my position is that I would like to have her bond reinstated because she does want to attend court. She does have, of course, reasons why she was having difficulties making it to court. But she wants to.
Here's the thing. I am not, unless there's an agreement that's reached with the state, I'm not going to be hearing a motion for somebody who has a warrant out for their arrest and they're at their house as opposed to being in the courtroom. So who are you conferring with?
I was conferring with Miss Laura.
All right, so yeah, that's where I stand on that. So unless there's some kind of agreement with the state on that, she needs to be in the courtroom. So if you all want to go back and confer, you can go back to breakout room number 4.
Laura, is there any reason to?
Yeah, let's just go to the breakout room, James, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Can you have a minute? Can you send an inmate?
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce her name. Boycer, room 11, please.
All right, Miss Boycer, if you'll go to room 11, please.
Thank you.
And everyone just give me a moment. All right, Mr. Cano.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Oh, great. Who do you have?
Judge, I have a Mario Escalante.
Mario?
Yes. Last name Escalante.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cano. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, Mr. De La Paz, you're back.
Just talked again. I'm sorry. Was I on mute?
No, I can hear you.
Jordan and I just talked again. If we could get 30 days, Your Honor, I think we can.
What are we hoping to accomplish in 30 days?
He's going to send me the PTD application. I'm going to go over that with my client, and so we'll have a better understanding of where we're at. And then,
all right, Norma, on Edward Alonzo Alvarez, can I have a reset date?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Come back on the 27th of April.
27th of April. Perfect.
All right, see you then. You and your client are excused. Thank you. All right, is there a Margarita Dominguez here? Aaron?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're Margarita?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, why is your name listed as Mason?
It's my grandson's computer. I don't own a computer. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. Just give me 1 moment. I will get right with you, okay?
Thank you.
Alice Warburton, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Leslie Weatrick.
How do you spell the last name?
Waitrek.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial judge.
Okay. I will send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Right.
Judge, can you put Joshua Reyes in breakout room 13, please?
All right. Joshua Reyes, if you go to breakout room number 13, please. And Tom, there is a attorney waiting to speak with you.
Okay.
And that's Hector Garza.
Yep.
So Hector, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6, and Tom will meet you there.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Dominguez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so here's the issue. You owe restitution, right? Your restitution amount was $201,000. You were placed on deferred adjudication before I was the judge in this court. So they say you paid a total of $41,000, but you still owe $166,000. How are you going to get this paid?
Your Honor, I do not have 166,000. I have 10,000.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry.
I do not have 100. You can't hear me?
I hear you now. How much do you have?
I have 10,000 that I can pay to the court.
All right, it's not being paid to me. It's being paid to the victim in the case. So you need to pay that today. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
all right,
ma'am.
because this amount needs to be paid. And so probation,
Yes,
with
ma'am.
regards to what she pays monthly, that's going to have to be increased for her to meet her deadline. So I'm going to send you.
Her officer had did a financial, and I think after what she's paying now, it only leaves her like with like $60 or so. It doesn't leave her with a whole lot with her bills, the financial.
Well, let this be a lesson to everybody. If you take something that does not belong to you, you need to pay it back. You don't get to say, I can't afford to pay that back. Then you shouldn't have taken it. Because I guarantee you, the person that you've taken money from, they couldn't afford to lose that money, but they've lost it and had it stolen from them. So they don't want to hear that you can't afford to pay for it. So my suggestion, Ms. Dominguez, is get a second job, get a third job, but this money needs to be paid back. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I have an attorney. I don't know why he didn't log in because he is talking to UTL Science Center in my behalf to see if he could come to an agreement.
Well, that's between your attorney and UTS Science Center. What I'm telling you right now is you have a contract with the court. And the contract that you have is you're on community supervision.
Yes, ma'am.
And a part of that contract, you agreed to pay that money.
Yes, ma'am.
So there we go. Your client is not on here because this is a compliance hearing. This is not being taken down by the court reporter. But what I'm telling you is you need to step it up. And if you need to get a second job or a third job, you need to get it to satisfy your contract with this court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. The problem is that with my record, I am not able. People do background checks and they don't hire me. I was fortunate to have the job that I have now. Now I'm not evading. It's just been very difficult.
So because it's difficult for you, does that mean that somebody shouldn't get money back that you stole? I don't think so. I think that many a times what I see here, and I don't understand it, is when you have obligations, you need to take care of those obligations. Sometimes people do not want to accept employment because they think it's beneath them. But people need to get over that, because a job is a job and it pays. If you're going to end up collecting trash, and by the way, as a side note, I don't think they're paid enough. But if that's going to be your job, you do it, you get paid. It's an honest paycheck. It's an honest living. If you need to sell aluminum cans or aluminum, do that. If you need to have a garage sale, do that. Because I will tell you what I've told everybody on this screen before. They can give you a job at the prison. And I think at the prison, they pay probably I think they pay less than minimum wage. Now, you won't have any housing expenses per se. The taxpayers will be paying for your housing, but you can do it that way. So that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get another job so you can pay back this money you owe, period. So I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Probation, if you'll go to breakout room number 4 and let her know what she needs to do to pay this $10,000 today. She's telling me she has $10,000 to pay. If she doesn't pay that today, let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that everybody on here probably has received the stimulus check. Add that to, your debt. I know everybody, I think taxes are coming up. Guess what? You get a refund, add that to what you owe. Because this person that you stole money from, they don't want to hear that they're not getting their money back because you don't have enough money to pay them. They want their money back. And at the end of the day, if you wouldn't have taken the money, you wouldn't owe the money. That's where we are. So if you go to breakout room number 4, and then you will be excused. And Rebecca, if you could go to breakout room number 4, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And Tom, I think I made you co-host again.
Thank you.
All right, Rodolfo Zepeda.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is happening?
Well, I was waiting in the waiting room and nobody came, and I
I'm
got a
going.
link
I'm going.
to the judge.
What room do you want to
Rodolfo?
go to? I'm coming right now. We're
He's
going.
coming right to you. So I'm going to see you to breakout room number 7.
7? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
7. I'm excited to see the bottom half of your face.
All right.
Judge, this is Scott Hill coming back from the breakout room with my client.
Just give me 1 second, Scott.
Sure.
Nathaniel Navy,
Yes, Your Honor.
what is happening with Ms. Sanchez?
Judge, on her case, this was an alleged violation report. It has an alleged violation, and then 2 minutes later, she clears it. It was a high BRAC, was the allegation. Clears it with a 0.000. And there's nothing on there that says it was consistent with alcohol or confirmed violation. So I would just ask, that you continue her on her conditions.
All right, here's my problem with Ms. Sanchez. And let me show you something. What I'm holding up here is a violation report, and it says second. So we're here on a second violation report, and it's as it relates to alleged alcohol use. So what's going on, Ms. Sanchez? You can unmute yourself, please.
Yes, ma'am. This Smart Start that I have is very sensitive to a few things like mouthwash, perfume.
Well, here's my thing. Let me solve your problem for you. 1, stop using mouthwash. Number 2, stop using perfume. If that's what you're saying, trigger it. I don't believe that, but you need to stop those things. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Nathaniel?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what were you saying was going on?
Judge, if you want to continue her on her conditions as are, that's what we would ask for. But if you think there was something additional, because this is a second, even though the first violation was something very similar, Judge, where she zeroed it out within minutes, and it wasn't a situation where if it would have been consistent with alcohol, it would have been gradually going down. It was the same situation here where it rapidly went to 0.000. If we would be also okay if you ordered her to do the DWI education course. That's the middle suggestion by pretrial services on the proposed order that they gave you.
Okay.
And
All
the
right.
second time around, Your Honor, Your Honor, it was really due to the perfume. The first time it was mouthwash, but this time it was perfume. But I will not have that in my car.
Okay, let me
today.
just tell you, if it's reading perfume, that means that you're wearing too much perfume.
It was from Bath and Body. Yeah, you're probably right. Yes.
Well, that means that it's too much perfume.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll add the DWI DUI education class. State, are you okay with that?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue you, but I'm going to add DWI in education course. Don't come back here with another violation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else? Nathaniel, did you have a chance to confer with the state on this case?
I did, Judge. We haven't had her first official court date yet. This has just been for the violation. Her court date is going to be on April 6th, her first setting in your court.
Okay. All right. Did you want to confer with, the state's here?
Oh, Judge, we have already. Yeah, we have. I received an offer.
All right. Are there any discovery issues?
No, Your Honor, I have all discovery.
All right. State on Vanessa Sanchez.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you have an acknowledgement of discovery by March 31st? Is that doable?
Yes, Judge, I'll do it today.
All right. And then you say, when does she come back, Nathaniel?
April 6th.
All right. April 6th is going to be your plea deadline date, Ms. Sanchez. So whomever you need to talk to or want to talk to get advice, you need to do that and make a decision on April 6th, whether or not you will accept the offer that's been extended. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after April 6th. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Sanchez, good luck to you. Nathaniel, if you don't have anything else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, this is Tom. I'm back from breakout room, I think 7 with Rodolfo Zepeda. Can you see if there's a Gabriel Amanza in court today?
Is there a Gabriel Amanza in court today?
Virtually or physically?
Gabriel Amanza. To the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a Gabriel Amanza in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there is no one here by that name. I will give them till 10:30.
Judge Boyd, this is Ed Cano. I'm
Yes.
back from the room, and I'm here on Mario Escalante, and he got out on the PR bond, and so when I'm reading these allegations in the police report, it looks like he was homeless at the time he was picked up. The only number that I have is from his father, who says he hasn't seen him, and he's
okay. I'm going to give him till I'll give him till 10:30. Okay.
Yeah, he might be there live because he doesn't have a phone or a computer, and so I told his dad if he saw him, he needs to show up live. So
okay, awesome. We'll see what happens at 10:30. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Scott Hill. Scott Hill. All right, Norma, if you can see where Mr. Hill is.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't know if he got kicked out or what happened. All right, H.J. Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez. All right, he's on the phone. Rodolfo Zepeda. Your client, Mr. Almanza, is not here. I'll give him till 10:30. Who was your other client?
Yes,
The other client is William Miranda, Your Honor. And he's here in my office.
All right, just one moment.
I didn't
Mr.
look
Miranda? Mr. Miranda? All right, Mr. Miranda, today is your plea deadline date. Defense, have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Date, if I could have an acknowledgement of discovery on this case, it's 2021 CR 0053. And if I can have that by the 31st. And today is your plea deadline date, Mr. Miranda. So my understanding is an offer was tendered. Have you received the offer, Mr. Miranda?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you accepting that offer or rejecting it?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, what?
They're not accepting the offer. I want a jury trial.
All right. All right. I want you to realize, Mr. Miranda, the court will not accept any further plea deadlines. Your plea deadline date has expired. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you are excused. We will set you up for a jury trial and we'll have you first thing for jury trial, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
All right,
very much.
You're welcome.
You have a nice day.
All right, you too. All right, and then we'll just wait for Mr. Almanza.
Oh, yeah, may I be excused until 10:30?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
Scott Hill, you're back.
Judge, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. What is happening with your case?
I've conferred with the state judge. He has another unindicted case without an attorney on it.
Okay, who is your client?
Eddie Hernandez. Judge, he was requesting a PR bond, but he does have a parole hold on.
All right, my understanding that has been waived, and based upon the fact that he has cases pending, the court is not inclined to grant a PR bond unless the state is in agreement to the defendant having a PR bond.
No, we're not, Your Honor.
So, I mean, I'll hear whatever evidence you want, and I'll keep an open mind. If there's a reason for that, let me know.
Judge, I don't have any evidence to offer you other than he wants to get out so he can mount a defense on both his cases.
Well, Mr. Hernandez, just so you know, the court does not have any jurisdiction over parole. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Norma, on Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding from his attorneys, he has an unindicted burglary of a habitation. Can you see if there can be an attorney placed upon that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Hillis is a current attorney on the possession less than a gram.
It's sealed. You won't be able to appoint it until it's unsealed.
It's sealed.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, thank you. Well, it's sealed, but I'm sure once the state unseals it, you can discuss it with them.
Okay, Judge.
All right, if there's nothing else, you and your client are excused.
All right, thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Hernandez can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Norma, could you call Mr. Rodolfo Cepeda back and have his client present as well, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's Mr. Almanza. I'm sorry, Mr. Miranda. H. David Sanchez.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. What is happening with your case?
I spoke to my client and the prosecutor. We have an offer and found out that there's a couple of other cases that are kind of pending right now. So we'd like a reset for my client to consider the offer and hopefully resolve these other pending cases.
Okay. She also has a PR bond request. Did you review that?
Yeah, I did. I spoke with her because we have those other cases that are awaiting indictment possibly, and there was a family violence case in the past. She understands that, you know, that in that situation, we're probably going to withdraw that and we're just going to try to work this case out. So.
All right. Could I have one of the clerks, could you give me a B page on a NITMAG number, please? It's NITMAG number 601996. What I can tell you, Mr. Sanchez, is I'm showing that the request for the PR bond is withdrawn, but I am going to add GPS to your client if she is released, because based upon her history, I don't think she shows up to court. She hasn't been showing up to court when it's requested, and our history is very long.
I understand, Judge. If for some reason she is able to be released, would the court consider waiving the fees on that GPS because she doesn't not have the funds to?
Oh no, on GPS, I'm going to write that the fees are waived, and I'm going to ask that she be evaluated for the indigency program. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Judge. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Do you need to speak with your client anymore?
No, we've spoken already.
All right, Ms. Bexar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you
Dave, look at your phone.
this person. For this case, I'm going to order GPS if you're released, just so we'll know where you are. But I'm going to ask that the fees be waived. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I heard you.
All right, then you're excused. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Don't pick up any new cases if you're released. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait,
right.
don't let her go. Wait. Bexar,
Yes, sir.
don't leave. Dave Sanchez, don't leave.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Just wait for a moment, please. Everyone, just give me 1 second, please.
Can we get a breakout room again, Judge?
Yes.
Thanks.
Dave Sanchez, if you will go to breakout room number 11, please. And everyone just.
Rodolfo, can you check the chat?
I think they're gonna transfer me to a breakout room. I'm not sure.
No, Ms. Bexar, you don't go to a breakout room yet. Just wait for us, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Sure, no problem. All right, Mr. Cepeda.
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to your client, Mr. William Miranda.
Yes, ma'am.
If anyone wants a bench trial and if both parties agree to a bench trial, the court will hear that as a bench trial. So have you discussed whether or not you would request a bench trial for your client, Mr. William Miranda?
Not really, Your Honor, but he's told me he wants a jury trial.
Okay. All right, then we'll give you your jury trial. All right, you're excused then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And again, if anyone wants a bench trial, the court and the state is in agreement with the bench trial, the court will hear your trial.
Your Honor.
All right.
Did Mr. Mark McKay come back from the break room?
Mark McKay, your case is done, Miss Gregoria. Your dates to come back are April 13th, okay?
Okay,
All
sorry
right,
about
we'll
that.
see you
Thank
then. No problem.
And
Just
Judge,
one sec. Yes.
as I say, Mr. Anders and I have an agreement as to the violation report.
Actually, Laura, I spoke with my client and we'd like to go ahead and set it for a hearing.
Okay.
And she'll be at the courthouse, Your Honor.
All right, just give me one moment on your case. Colin Hobbs?
Yes, Judge, if you could send me back to breakout room number 2 so I can confer with my client one more time, that'd be great.
Okay. Let me find you here.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Sanchez. Did you get a chance to go back to the back room?
We have an agreement I have a dentist appointment at 12 o'clock.
Oh, well, do the paperwork and we'll get it done.
Judge, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the paperwork for him right now, but if we start creeping up on 12, the client's in custody and Dave, we can just come back tomorrow and do it, but we're going to get the paperwork for sure on the books this morning.
All right, if you get the paperwork done, Mr. Sanchez, we'll get you done before 12. And
Okay,
Tom, can you let Norma know what the agreement is?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Oscar Hernandez, who do you have?
Dave, text me your email.
Cynthia Ann Goepfert, Goepfert. It's a
Wait, G-O what?
Goepfert.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
Brenna, as I ask attorneys to spell names and to speak so I can hear, I appreciate everything you do even more.
Thank you, Judge.
Oscar, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. John Robertson, you're back.
I am back and Mr. Rodriguez is back. And I believe it was a mistake on my part on his email address, Your Honor, but he's online right now down at the bottom of the first screen.
Okay.
Sorry.
And have you had a chance to confer with him?
I've talked to him, Your Honor. We're going to need a
He
reset
agrees
for
he'd
me to
like to
check
read it,
something
to
out
look at the
in
surveillance
regards to
video
my
before we
conversations with Miss Williamson this morning.
Just one moment. I'm sorry. There was someone else talking. What did you say?
I said, I have talked to Robert and we're going to need a reset so I can check some things out in regards to my conversation with Miss Williamson this morning.
All right, just one moment. I'm trying to find what page your client is on. There we are. Okay, how much time are you requesting?
Could we get 30 days?
All right, Norma, could you give a 30-day reset for Mr. Robert Rodriguez?
Come back on the 27th of April.
All right, we'll see you on April 27th. And at that time, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You and your
Have a good
client are
day.
excused. You too.
Robert, I'll call you.
And Norma, on Miss Montoya Callahan, they want to set that for a hearing. So can you set that this week?
Yes, ma'am. Are they going to have any witnesses? Are y'all having any witnesses or what's going on?
Mr. Anderson, will you have any witnesses?
Just the client.
All right, State, will you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
But we will need the pretrial services officer here.
Okay.
If I could be put into breakout room with my client, Lemuria, and 8.
Give me just a second. Let me look at something real quick.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 8, Orlando.
Judge George Schaefer.
Yes.
When you get a chance, if you could put me in a breakout room with Brittany Reyes, my client.
Is your client on screen?
She had been, Your Honor. I had gotten a message earlier that she was on.
She's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, he's in the courtroom. Courtroom, I'm going to send him to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me find you on the screen, George. There you are. All right, I'll send you to number 1 in courtroom. If you could go to number 1, please.
Thank you, Judge.
Morning, Judge. Can I speak with someone? There was a compliance hearing this morning for Margarita Hernandez.
We've had her compliance hearing. Let me see if she's still in the breakout room. Just 1 second. Margarita, what's the last name?
Hernandez.
She already left.
She already left.
Okay. I just got hired on this one. Is there anybody I could speak to on this one, Judge?
Oh, you can speak to Ms. Reyes. Here's the thing. This compliance hearings on motion to revoke, I'm having them before a motion to revoke is filed. So nothing is placed on the record. So nothing's being held against your client. But this was me admonishing her that she needs to pay the restitution.
Judge, so as soon as I got hired, I reached out to the victim university and to see, I mean, I imagine I would have to do some legwork because they're the victim, to see if there's something we can work out. Maybe if there could be a lump sum payment, because they were insured. So they've collected all the money that was owed to them. At this point, I think she's.
Well, what I can tell you, I'll send you to breakout room number 5 and the prosecutor can meet you there. But what I will tell you is that the only thing I'm going by, because I wasn't the judge who took this plea.
Yes.
I'm sorry, when was it?
It was 20 years. She's been on probation for 20 years, Judge.
No, she can't have been on probation for 20 years.
I laughed when I first got the call. The case is from 2000. It was Judge Angelini. She's on probation for 10 years and they gave her another 10 years because she hasn't paid it what she's owed.
What?
Exactly. Yes, that's the yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of someone being on probation for 20 years, but here's a fun fact. There are some states where you can be on probation for like life. So there we go. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. Could a prosecutor go to breakout room number 5 and talk to him about that?
Thank you, Judge.
And Rebecca, could you go to that breakout room as well?
Okay, I was gonna ask if you wanted me to go in.
Yeah, I'll send you to 5. Somebody explain to me how somebody's on deferred adjudication for 20 years.
I think it was deferred and then they adjudicated it.
Ah.
Judge, I can do Thursday in the afternoon.
All right, and that is Montoya. All right, Montoya, we're going to come back on Thursday at Norma, can we put it at like 2 o'clock?
Sorry.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you on Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Judge, she actually works in the afternoons. Would it be possible to have a morning?
No, because you all have witnesses. I mean, she's going to have to call her job and tell them she has court.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, we'll see you Thursday.
Thank you. Maybe you've excused.
Yes.
You can leave, Montoya.
Judge, I'm back from speaking with my client.
Yes.
I've spoken with Jordan Brown. There's a few little discovery matters we're pinning out. He has made an offer to me and I anticipate this is going to be a plea.
Okay. How much time do you need?
A couple of weeks would be fine, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Brittany Reyes, could you recall this in 2 weeks, please?
Judge, there's one other request. My client apparently has a GPS monitor on. Would you waive the fees on that?
Yes.
Thank you.
And to the clerks in the back, could you bring me the B page on 2021 CR 1170, please?
April 6th.
April 6th?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, just one moment. To Ms. Reyes, if you could sign a reset form for us, please. And George, thank you. And George, have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm back.
Colin Hobbs.
Hey, yes, Judge. I'm hoping to speak to Marcus one more time. I think we're headed towards the finish line.
All right, what breakout room were you in?
I've lost track. Sorry.
All right, let me see if I can find you. Thank you.
Let's see. I might be able to. I'm in 2 right now.
2. All right, Marcus, could you go to breakout room number 1 and talk with Colin Hobbs? And Colin, if you could go to 1, please.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, no. Oh, okay, tell me right now, what's the lowest he will take? What if I gave you 8 today? You do it? No. But jury trial, let's see, what did you allegedly?
And to the clerks in the back, you should have some paperwork coming through on Tanya Longoria.
Wait, he shot a guy? Oh, no worries, no worries. It's a little rude.
And I'm sorry, Lupe, could I have the file back on Margarita Dominguez? Yes. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute, Lupe, that's fine. Here it is.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. All right, is there an Aaron Duran here? Aaron Duran. Dwight Basson. Dwight Basson.
Dwight Basson is in jail, Judge. He is right there. He just raised his hand.
Well, I mean, there's no need for a compliance hearing. Who's his attorney?
I don't know. I asked Rebecca if we needed him. She said yes. I mean, I don't know.
All right, we shall see. Mr. Batson, just give us a moment. Just see if we can get his attorney in, Norma. Alice Warburton, you're back.
Yes, Judge, sorry, I had a plea at 10 and then I'm in Atascosa at 10:30, but they know that I might be late. So I apologize, Judge, I had to step out.
Yes, what is happening?
I would just like to ask the prosecutor for permission to apply for PTD in this case because it's just.
Okay, you went down like this on me with your tone.
I'm so sorry. I just would like to confer with the prosecutor about the possibility of applying for PTD, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
And a prosecutor will speak with you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'll send you to breakout room number 1. And could someone from CTD speak with her, please? Yes, Marco, you're back.
Yeah, yes, I'm back, Judge. It's a little more, I think, complex than I realized. Is there any way, Judge, if I reach out to the alleged victim, and because this has to get approved by, they told me, the CEO of University Hospital, and that the head of the legal department was going to reach out to me. Is there any way if I can kind of get maybe the green light from them saying that they're fine if I apply for early termination, or is there any wiggle room here?
I mean, that's something you should talk to the state about. I really can't deal in hypotheticals.
I'm sorry, Judge. I didn't mean to get into that, but what I really want to get into is that 10,000 that was ordered for her to pay today. Is there any way I can get some more time on that? Because that's not even her money, that's her daughter's money. And they've already, if they've been insured, if I can prove that they were insured and they've been paid, I don't think that's necessary for her to pay that. Because then,
well, I mean, if you want to say that they've been paid, what I'm telling you is what I have is that they have not been paid.
Judge, real quick, what breakout room did Warburton go to?
She's in breakout room number 1.
Okay.
So
I would need some time, Judge, to prove that up, that they have been paid. They're supposed to reach out to me this week.
Well, here's the thing. She needs to hold on to that $10,000 and not spend it on stuff.
Okay. No, it's in her savings, Judge. I imagine her daughter's.
Norma, Margarita Dominguez.
Yes, ma'am.
Recall this at the end of next week.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can you put me in a breakout room with Tanya and Longoria?
All right, they're in breakout room number 8.
Oh, wait a minute, Judge. It's a holiday next week, I think.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. I mean, can we do it like the 9th or?
Let's see. Yeah, we can do it the week after that, the 9th.
All right. So
see you on the 9th, Judge.
yes, Rebecca.
Yes, ma'am.
Her attorney thinks that she doesn't owe this money. So if you could let probation know that $10,000 is due on April 12th. So when you come in on April 9th, either you have proof or you don't have proof, but that needs to be paid then by April 12th.
I'm on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I excused?
Yes. Colin Hodge.
Yes, Judge. There is an at-large case for my client that it looks like Marcus is going to go ahead and have filed by late next week. It looks like it's going to be an agreement on the motion to revoke that includes SafeP, but we don't want to have anything pending at the same time. So I'm hoping to get brought back maybe Thursday or Friday next week, depending on what works for the court. That way we can do all of the cases at one time.
Norma, on Thomas Ryan. Can we come back next week? State, will that give you enough time for us to come back next week?
I spoke to Marcus in there and asked him that. He said yes. Oh, he's there. Sorry.
When did you want to come back, Judge?
Next week.
I can do it on that Wednesday, the 31st.
All right.
I got 2 other cases that are in custody already on Wednesday. Do y'all Thursday by chance?
But he's in custody too, Colin.
I'm just talking about my Judge. I'll make whatever you need work, but it's just a busy morning for me. I'm the one hopping between 3 different Zooms. So I'll do whatever you need to, though.
Well, Norma, when did you say? You said the 31st, right?
Yes, or the 29th. That's enough time for Marcus to get everything ready.
Marcus, is the 29th enough time for you?
Yes, that works.
All right, we'll see you on the 29th.
Sounds good. Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
You have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, actually, can you send me to my breakout room with my client? I think it was 2.
And have your client come back into the main room, please.
Will do.
Let me find you, Mr. Hobbs.
I'm assigned to 1, if that helps. There you go.
All right, there you go.
Thanks, Judge.
Rodolfo Zapata, you're back,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're on Gabriel Almanza. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, is someone available to take this
What?
case? His client is not here.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Britta, you ready? Court is calling 2021 CR 0398, State of Texas versus Gabriel Navarro Almanza. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Rodolfo Cepeda, Your Honor.
All right, this case was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:34 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Gabriel Almanza in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor. I've tried to contact with the numbers that I had, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
State?
Judge, we're asking that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client, let me know and I'll reconsider.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
And Judge, my client's phone, tablet died. She logged in through her phone. If she can be admitted back to the breakout room so Lupe can swear her in, Tanya Longoria.
All right, Miss Longoria,
Roommate.
I'm sending you back to breakout room number 8. Oscar Hernandez.
Judge, you sent me to a breakout room, but my client's brother called me, so I ended up leaving that breakout room. But my client should be making a phone call. I understand that she's physically hurt and was going to be calling in. Cynthia Goepert, Goepfert.
Have you talked to a prosecutor?
No, I was in the process in the break room when her brother finally responded to me. Criminal Trial Division, please.
All right, and respell the last name, please.
Goepfert. Previously sent me to waiting room 2, I believe.
All right, I'll send you back to 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Ed Cano.
Hello, Judge.
Hi, you're here for Mario Escalante.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there a prosecutor available? His client is not present.
I'm here, Judge.
Thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 1163, State of Texas versus Mario Escalante. Could I have parties? Sorry, Brenda. This hearing was scheduled for 9 a.m. It is now 10:37 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Mario Escalante in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen as well. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor. However, he was released on a PR bond and left his father's phone number as a contact person. We did contact his father, spoke to him, who told us that Mr. Escalante was homeless. He had not seen him, and that if he does see him, that he would inform him to report live to your court, as he does not have a phone or any kind of computer device to zoom in.
All right, State.
Judge, State requests that bond be forfeited and warrant be issued.
Oh, that will be granted. And for the record, all defendants are allowed to either report by Zoom or report in person. All right, with that, we'll close the hearing.
Judge, may I be excused, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a nice day, ma'am.
All right, you too. Thank you. Mr. Ryan. Mr. Thomas Ryan, we're going to bring you back on March 29th to take care of your case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that L2 is excused? And it's Ryan.
I already did.
All right, thank you.
Judge, can you make me a co-host, please? If you can.
All right, Mr. Stetson. Mr. Statson, really, you're back.
I am back. I conferred with Alexandra. There's 3 nightmare cases, but it looks like the state may be doing a plea in the future and offer on those instead of on this drug case. And there's also discovery issues. We were given about 9 videos that belong to another defendant, family violence case that she's going to remove from the e-discovery. So I watched the wrong videos, and there are 2 videos available that I'm going to, I didn't know that 2 existed of our client. I thought all of them were of another person. So I need time to review the videos, and it looks like the nightmares need to be indicted to get a plea offer.
All right, is your client in custody?
He is in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. Have you had a chance to talk with your client?
If I can go in a breakout room, I would appreciate that. And then if I just get a regular reset.
All right, when you go to the breakout room, just come back with your client. If you go to breakout room number 1, please.
Thank you.
Ross Rodriguez.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Oh, great. How's it going for you?
It's Tuesday, Judge.
I can't get any better. It's a fabulous day.
At least it's not a Groundhog Day of Mondays, Judge.
No, it's not.
Judge, I have Christopher Donaldson on the docket today. I just need to confer with the state.
Okay. All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Sanchez, do you need to go to a breakout room with your client to go over paperwork?
Judge, I don't think I've received it yet. Let me see.
All right, who are the parties on Tanya Lagoria?
I didn't pay for it, Judge.
All right, and could you go back to breakout room number 8 and tell your client to come back to the main room, please?
Is Orlando here?
Your client isn't in the main room.
This is Jordan, Judge. I don't know where Orlando is.
Oh, he's coming back. All right, Ashley Morgan, what is happening with Mr. Joshua Reyes?
Hi, Judge. We have an agreement. We've already signed the state's paperwork. I'm just waiting to see if I need trial court certification and application for deferred education from the court.
All right, you'll have to send that documentation to Ferguson, coordinator, to let her know what your agreement is.
Okay.
And then I will send you to a breakout room, and the clerk will meet you.
My client's still in 13.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room so the clerk can let you know if they have any missing paperwork.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, what number did Ross Rodriguez go to?
Ross Rodriguez is in breakout room number 4. And Ashley Morgan, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8. And I'll send your client to number 8 as well. Roger Pettis.
Good morning, Judge. We're here on a plea for Adrian Contreras. I think the paperwork should be in, and Mr. Contreras is at the Bexar County Detention Facility.
All right, the court is not in receipt of paperwork, but I'm going to send you to a breakout room. where the clerk is, which is breakout room number 8. I'll send you there.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Contreras, if you go to breakout room number 8. And Ms. Ferguson, I'm going to send you to number 8 as well. Everyone, just give me a moment. Orlando, you're back on Tanya
I
Longoria?
am. And my client is with me as well.
All right, who's the prosecutor who can take this case?
I can, Judge Jordan.
All right, thank you. Ms. Longoria, I need you to unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 1169, State of Texas versus Tanya Longoria. If we're going to have parties announced for the record, please, for the state.
Gordon Brown for the state.
For the defense.
Orlando Castanon for the defense.
And are you Miss Longoria?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection from the state.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Longoria, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand
Yes, ma'am.
it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, Ms. Longoria, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Next, Ms. Longoria, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
What you're charged with is theft under $2,500 enhanced. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. Just one moment.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm presiding judge as well, and so I'm getting a lot of messages from other courts. Let me see.
It must be a hassle, especially with the pandemic.
But it's great. I enjoy what I do.
Good.
Okay, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement, it gives you more than you bargained for. The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I did.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
No.
Listen to my question.
Oh, wait.
Did you intend to give up those rights that I've stated
Yes.
to you?
Yeah.
And did you intend to, yeah. And did you intend to enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
All right. And now your attorney has gone missing. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know you're in the middle of a hearing. Can you make Tony a co-host and then send us back, please? He's
Tony,
with
who's
us.
Tony?
Tony is the main director at the jail. He's right there with 14G. He's right there, right next to him. With Contreras.
All right, let me find Contreras. Just give me a second, everyone. Okay, it's done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, could you please have Christopher Donaldson go to breakout room 4?
All right, Mr. Donaldson, if you go to 4.
And then whoever the clerk is, Lupe or Robert, I think Alexandra's trying to get a waiver number from you.
What room do they need to go to?
Well,
Alexandra?
they just need to send her the waiver number right now, I think, for the paperwork.
Yes.
She's trying.
All right, Alexandra, if you go to breakout room number 5, there's a clerk in there, just in case they didn't get your message.
Okay. Oh, no, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Longoria, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Ms. Longoria, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is to be assessed at $200. The state is recommending deferred adjudication in the theft course. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years and there be 80 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. State offer States Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Longoria, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, and judgments? But most importantly, there will not be any live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that she is a single mother. She just left an abusive relationship at the time of the event. She
gotta put on
I know she took.
Hold on.
Excuse
I
me,
can't hear when
Ms.
she-
Longoria, you are
Yes,
in
ma'am.
a courtroom. If
I'm
you
sorry, I was-
cannot behave appropriately in a courtroom, then you will be required to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I was trying to get my son to
Find a
come stay
location,
inside.
find a location and remain stationary.
Yes, ma'am.
Defense.
So I was just stating that she's a single mother, and she also has an elderly mother that she's caring for. At the time of this offense, she had just left an abusive relationship. A lot of the items that were taken were household, personal hygiene items, and some for her children. She takes responsibility for this offense, and I believe she'll be a good candidate for probation.
Ms. Longoria, is there something you want to say?
Oh, no, ma'am. I mean, unfortunately, like he said, I had just left an abusive relationship, and I even had to get a DVPO against my son's father. And no, it's not an excuse, but the stuff that I did still, it was stuff that we needed. And I was a stay-at-home mom with him. He wouldn't let me work. So unfortunately, when we came back,
So
no, I
what,
didn't have any money.
well, let me ask you this. What merchandise in the jewelry department or Walmart did you need? I mean, are people putting seasoning, Cajun seasoning on that and making that food?
No, I
So
don't
according to
remember
this,
what.
you went to the jewelry department in Walmart and you took items.
I don't
And
remember
then you went
what it
to
was in jewelry.
How old are your children?
I have a almost 16-year-old, and my son will be 5 in April. My daughter will
So,
be 16 in.
What clothing in the women's department were you getting for your child?
What the women's department, it wasn't for her. That was for myself.
All right, so there we go. So we have someone who's stealing jewelry from Walmart that I think we can agree is not a food item and is not for a child. And we have someone who's stealing women's clothing from Walmart that she's just stated is not for her, or I mean, is for her and not for her children. So there
Again,
we
Judge,
go.
I did say that she was accepting responsibility for this offense.
Yeah. So none of the items you took were for your children. Here's the thing, you need to stop stealing. Period.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a theft enhanced because this is not the first time you stole. So there we go. You continue to steal. You need to stop stealing. And what it says here, according to the indictment, you stole electronic items. I don't think that's food. I don't think if you sprinkle that with seasoning, that's going to turn into food. So the items that you stole were not for your children. So let's stop putting our children out there for excuses. You understand?
I'm not. The electronics, that was for my daughter.
Yeah.
I just did not have the money to get it.
So yes, so you're not teaching your children good, valuable lessons. If you're tested
Yes,
today,
I
what are
know,
the
I know.
results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today. So what are the results going to be?
The only thing I would have in my system is marijuana.
Marijuana and what else? Because I'm sending
That's
you to
it.
get drug tested today, and I don't want to see anything else in your system because you're telling me it's just going to be marijuana.
Yes, ma'am. If that is even honestly still in my system.
Do you have employment?
I am doing work through People Ready. I was working at the Circle K Valero right off of Austin Highway in Waltham. I got hired January the 18th. I unfortunately got let go February the 15th due to my background, but he is currently trying to get me back on.
Is Child Protective Services involved in your life?
No, ma'am. His father actually did call CPS, but it was an open and closed case when we were there still in Tennessee.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $200 fine. That'll be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. You're going to take the theft course, 80 hours community service restitution. There's going to be a drug test today by 3 p.m. proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment with children. So what that means, you can't babysit, you can't work at a daycare. There's not going to be any employment as a home healthcare provider or any employment with vulnerable people. CPS compliance if applicable. I'm going to want parenting classes. And Rebecca, I'm going to want field visits, and I want them to be random, but at least once a month. There's going to be regular Zoom reporting or in-person reporting. Random UAs. And if she's positive for anything else but marijuana, I'm going to want outpatient treatment with probation.
Yeah, that's my case. So,
Rebecca, is there anything else she needs?
No, ma'am, that sounds like it covers everything.
Ms. Longoria, is there anything you need to be successful on this probation? Anything else that would help you?
No, ma'am. Other than maybe like, are the VIA buses still free right now?
Here's the thing. I know people are asking for free stuff, but I'm saying this, and I say this with kindness in my heart. Get a job, period. Not everything in life is going to be free. Get a job.
Oh, trust me, yes, ma'am. I know that. I've been supporting my mother since she got let go in 2002, 2003.
Yep. You know what? When people say they support their mother and they support their children, I'm like, do you want a cookie with that? Because that's what you're supposed to do. All right. I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Longoria. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. They'll go over conditions with you. After that, you are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Rebecca, if you could go to breakout room number 5. Ms. Longoria, if you go to 5, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
And Judge, when
Anyone back from the breakout rooms?
this is Ashley Morgan. When you have a moment,
Joseph.
Yes.
we got sent to breakout room 8 instead of 13. Joshua Reyes and I.
I'm sorry, who?
Joshua Reyes.
Just one moment.
Thank you.
All right, and could a clerk, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I believe Contreras, they're finished with their paperwork, so you should already be there. All right, and Ashley Morgan, you were saying Joshua Reyes?
Joshua Reyes, we were still waiting for a trial court certification and a defendant's right of appeal.
Yeah, if you go to breakout room number 8, the court coordinator is in there and she'll get that to you.
Okay.
So Joshua Reyes, go back to breakout room number 8.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Ross Rodriguez.
Judge, may get with Tom in another breakout room again, please?
Sure. Ross, if you'll go back to breakout room number 4, and Tom will meet you in 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Alice Warburton.
Good morning, Judge. How are you? So Mr. Nisbet and I had a productive meeting in the breakout room. He just this very moment was texting me some additional discovery that is very enlightening. And this is Mr. Weatrick's first appearance in your court since being indicted. And we would just ask for a normal reset to consider what I have learned today and come back and confer again in a month after I'm certain that I've had all the discovery in this case. And I'm sure at that point in time, we will know whether or not we would like to take an offer or go to trial.
All right, just give me a moment. The court coordinator's in a breakout room. As soon as she comes back, I'll give you a setting.
Thank you, Judge.
Joseph Stetson?
Yes, I've already confirmed with Alexandra. I had asked for a reset. I went to a breakout room with Mr. Cedillo. I have his contact information, email address, if I could just get a regular reset.
All right, Jess, give me a moment. The court coordinator's in a breakout room, and let me get that for you in just a second, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, the court coordinator is coming back into the main room, everyone. Just give me a moment. All right, and Sanchez, have you filled out all the paperwork on Ms. Bozer?
I just finished right now. If I can get to a breakout room with her now, that'd be great.
All right, if you'll go back, if you go to breakout room number 7, Ms. Bozer, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 7. And everyone. All right, Norma. On Joseph Stetson on Mr. Cedillo, he needs a reset date. And how much time did you need, Mr. Stetson?
I was just going to ask for a normal reset. We still need time to review discovery, but the state did indicate that they may want to pursue a plea on the unindicted cases. So
All right,
Alexandra,
Norma.
yeah.
That's okay. Norma, could you give them a 30-day reset, please?
On the 27th, April 27th.
All right, we'll see you back on April 27th. And Mr. Cedillo, if you'll fill out the reset form, please, and sign that, showing that you know to be back on April 7th.
187.
Sorry, April 27th.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Alice Warburton,
Yes, Judge.
on your guy, Mr. How do you spell your last name, Leslie? How do you say your last name? You're muted.
Judge, can you send Mr. Sanchez to breakout room number 11 with his client to fill out paperwork?
Leslie, tell the judge how to say your last name.
Viatric.
Yeah,
Leslie
okay.
Viatric. Yeah.
Yes, Norma, he's already in 11.
Oh, okay, because he was still here in the main room and the inmates.
I don't know why he won't go there, but okay.
Hold on.
His client is in room 7.
All right, Norma, on Leslie Viatric.
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 Yes, ma'am.
The W is making a V sign. I was not taught that in language arts class. So.
Yeah, it's a Polish.
So Leslie Viatric needs to go, come back in 30 days.
The 27th.
All right, so we'll see you back on April 27th. Just zoom in, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Okay, perfect, Judge. I'm the 27th. It is wonderful. May I also be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, you too. And Norma, I'm going to put in the chat box. There are a couple of attorneys that we need. And then Roger, we're going to take up your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Adrian Contreras?
I'll do it, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2485, State of Texas versus Adrian Contreras. We're gonna have parties announced for the record, please. For the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Roger Perez for Adrian Contreras, Your Honor.
All right, could you unmute yourself, Mr. Contreras? Are you Adrian Contreras?
That's why I'm sitting here.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Contreras, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Contreras, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
She took my first $400.
No, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement paragraph.
$600.
Any objection?
She opened an account.
No objections, Your Honor.
She opened an account under my name. I don't
All right,
know.
Mr. Contreras, I'm gonna need to make sure that you speak up loud because we're getting a lot of feedback from your end, okay?
She opened up
All right, you need to speak louder than that.
And she took the $600 stimulus check. And now
Mr. Contreras, I'm going to show you what's entitled Courts
My
Admonishment and
sister-
Defendants
my sister-
Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with
then
your
the-
attorney?
the-
Did you
the
understand it and did you
letter
electronically sign it
that
in
they
all
opened
the
up an
appropriate
account, the only one
places?
that had it,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
only one that has my
Did you understand what you're charged with? Possession of a controlled substance,
When I got
penalty
locked
group
up in
1
August
gram to
1st,
4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes,
My
ma'am.
brother was
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Jessica
Yes,
asked me
ma'am.
for my phone, I gave her my phone.
You understand you have a right to jury
They locked me
trial,
up
a
in
right
the
for
phone.
you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Contreras, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
I know that.
No, ma'am.
she's committing fraud.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
what? I mean, am I gonna
According
sit
to the
here
plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 2484. Do you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is that the plea bargain agreement.
Why are they charging me?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is that the plea bargain agreement.
Nothing, no dating relationship or anything, man. I used to work with her husband.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled
But that
waiver of
doesn't
appeal.
matter
Did you review that
because
paragraph with
I'm
your
doing
attorney? Did you understand it? And did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And where do I?
Counsel, have there been any such
I mean,
motions?
they say that on the 27th.
No, Your Honor.
I committed.
Then, Mr. Contreras, to the offense of
But you know what? I
possession of a
never even-
controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
About
No
6
contest.
SAPD officers off the property and I never. went
State
back.
any evidence to
So I
support the
don't know
defendant's
whether
plea.
27.
Yes, the state office states Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Contreras, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, as reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he's realized the error in his way. He's prepared to move forward on this. Both he's got strong family support. So he is hopeful that you can give him the credit for the time that he has served consecutively since the day of the arrest. And he's just prepared to move forward on this, Your Honor.
All right, I'll follow your plea bargain agreement. I'll sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2021 CR 2484, and give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
State, anything further?
No, Judge, I'll submit the dismissal to you.
All right. Next, Mr. Contreras, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
And they were investigating her.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Contreras, how old are you?
36.
All right, Mr. Contreras, you may wake up and find yourself living out the best years of your life in prison if you don't change. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Contreras.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Norma, can you let them know that 14G can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Norma, I put the attorneys in the chat box that we need.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is Gina Hendricks, who appears to be at a movie theater / in space? Norma, where's Ross Rodriguez?
Judge, I'm right here, Judge.
All right, did you need to speak with your client?
I did, Judge. I actually need to speak with Tom again in a different breakout room.
I'll send you to breakout room number 5. Tom, could you go to breakout room number 5, please?
Yep.
Judge, can you make me co-host?
You are listed as co-host.
Okay.
Judge, we are ready on Mr. Reyes when the court's ready.
All right, as soon as the court is given the paperwork, we'll take that up.
Judge.
All right, who's the attorney, the prosecutor on Joshua Reyes?
I worked with Tom.
All right, is there another prosecutor available to take the plea?
Judge, I'm available. I just obviously need to know if there's any waivers or anything.
I'll
Okay.
message you.
Thank you.
And Rebecca, this is one that's going to be an application.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Court is calling 2021 CR 1167, State of Texas versus Joshua Daniel Reyes. If I could have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Jordan Brown for the state.
for the defense.
Josh Riz.
Ashley Morgan for the defense.
Sorry. Muted it.
That's okay.
Jordan, I can do this one because it was a little bit different.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, representing the state.
Tom
For the
is the
state?
state. Thank
Okay.
you, Judge. Tom, yeah.
No problem. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state,
None, Judge.
defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
We have not received the video, Judge, but we're going to waive receiving those at this time.
Okay. Mr. Reyes, do you understand that your counsel has not viewed the videos in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand your counsel is saying that she has not received the videos in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
You do understand that if you wish to not proceed, then the court can reset this case to give your attorney time to view the videos. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. We're proceeding on the lesser included misdemeanor offense of eluding in a motor vehicle. It is a Class B misdemeanor.
Any objections?
There's no objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishments and the Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempting to elude a police officer? That's a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea bargain agreement will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Reyes, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $200 fine. State is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempting to elude a police officer. State recommends deferred adjudication. The state will take in consideration 651,540. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for 1 year. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours community service restitution, and defensive driving. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense, the lesser included offense of attempting to elude a police officer as a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
State Office Exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand today that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty of the lesser included offense of attempting to elude a police officer. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, Mr. Let me pull it up. Mr. Reyes is a 24-year-old college student. He is about to graduate. He right now has 2 jobs that he is maintaining. The first job, he works as his business. He's working on his business administration with a focus in human resources. Right now, he's working at 7 to 7 Dental and Orthodontics as a treatment coordinator. He's recently received an internal promotion. And he's asking that you accept this plea agreement. He realizes he made a mistake.
All right, Mr. Reyes.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Because my definition of mistake sometimes is different than other people's definition of mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So a mistake for this court is if it's raining outside and I come with an umbrella, it's a black umbrella. I sit down next to somebody and I grab an umbrella. It's black. I think it's mine. I go outside and I open it up and I see curses. This is not my black umbrella. I grabbed the wrong black umbrella. That's a mistake. Now, knowing that I grabbed the wrong umbrella, if I say, I'm just going to go home, it's raining, I'll exchange it with them later. Now, that becomes a choice. So what you did on this day, you made a lot of bad choices. You understand?
I agree. Yes, ma'am.
And making your bad choices, people could have been killed.
Yes,
You understand?
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. So what have you learned from all of this?
A lot. It's been a life-changing experience for sure for me. As soon as it happened, I was kind of down. Been trying to get better with work. Got that internal promotion about 2 weeks after the incident, and it's been helping a lot. Wasn't really active in the gym as much. Been just getting my life together as a whole. Been reading a lot more. Been going to church now. It's been so hard. It really has been. I'm not one to make choices like this, and I did make this choice, and I do regret it, and I do realize the wrongness in it. I put a lot of people in harm. I put the officer in harm. If he has family, I'm sure they're worried because I would be just as worried too. And you're right. It wasn't a mistake. I made a wrong decision, and I certainly would not do that. And yeah, it's just really out of my character. And typically I don't make decisions like this, but I've definitely grown from it a lot, tremendously. And I just want not necessarily to just get rid of it, but I learned from it, and I just want I've learned a lot. That's really all. It's been really emotional, but I'll get better from it. I'll get stronger from it and wiser from it.
Right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Just marijuana.
All right. You know you can't use marijuana while you're on probation. I know a lot of people say, hey, a lot of states are making it legal. It's not legal here in Texas, and you can't do it while you're on probation. The other thing you can't do while you're on probation is drink alcohol. That means at your house or anywhere. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when's the last time you used marijuana?
Probably about 2 days ago.
All right. I'm going to have you tested today, but they're going to test for levels with the marijuana, and those levels need to start going down. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do.
Oh,
as previously,
Judge,
yes.
I completely forgot. I'm prescribed a medication. It's actually here. It's I don't know how to pronounce it. It's MET.
Oh, just let probation know and take the prescription with you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
All right. So thank you for letting me know, though. So this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding there's sufficient evidence of guilt to find you guilty of attempting to elude a police officer as a Class B misdemeanor. However, the court will defer finding of guilt. The court will place you on 1 year's deferred adjudication. You to provide proof of employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Send me to a breakout room. I'm like, what? All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year's deferred adjudication. There's a $200 fine that will be probated. There's to be proof of employment within 14 days. You're to take the defensive driving course, 80 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if you obtain your degree. Court will take in consideration 651540. There's to be regular Zoom recording. And you're to provide a UA today. And thereafter, just test for levels. Rebecca, please. Is there anything else that you need in order to be successful, Mr. Reyes?
No, ma'am. Y'all really helped a lot. Really appreciate it.
Ms. Reyes, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am, that sounds about right.
Mr. Reyes, I'm showing you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and probation will meet you there and go over paperwork with you, and then after that, you're excused.
Thank you so much, Judge. Thank you for your time.
All right, you're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number, let me see, number 5. And Rebecca, if you could go to 5.
Thank you, Judge. Made excused.
Yes.
Judge, may I be excused to attend my doctor's appointment at 12?
Yes, so that the state not get the, just 1 second. State, do you have the paperwork on Bexar? I'm sorry, clerk, do you have the paperwork on Bexar?
Yes, Judge, but I already swore him in, but it's not really complete. I'm missing the police report.
Hey, Lupe, I emailed you what the prosecutor, I forwarded you what the prosecutor sent me. So you should have that and the discovery by email.
Okay, you know what?
I
Just bring me the paperwork. I'll print it out from here. I have the police report back here, was sent in an email. Just bring it.
Okay.
And can someone please speak with Joseph Acevedo? He's in breakout room number 1. Mr. Acevedo, go to breakout room
I'll
number
do it.
1. Thank you.
Judge, would you wanted me to wait here or can I?
Yes, we're going to do your plea right now.
Judge,
What's the
can I
prosecutor?
Judge, can I possibly get back in the breakout room with my client? It's Donaldson.
Donaldson.
I think he's in 4, Judge. I've been trying to get back into there, but I can't.
Okay. What breakout room were you in, please?
I was.
Oh, there you are. Go to 4.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right, to the clerks, could you bring me the paperwork on Bexar, please? Thank you, no problem. The court is calling 2021 CR 2648W, State of Texas versus Natasha Bexar. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the
Dave
defense?
Sanchez, Dave Sanchez for Ms. Bexar.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Is there any objections to us proceeding by the video?
No, Your Honor.
No objection, Judge. I don't see Ms. Bexar on here though, do she?
She's here.
Okay, there she is. Thanks.
Ms. Bexar, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand again that by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived a reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, Mr. Sanchez, I'm showing you a document entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bexar, Ms. Bexar, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is prostitution 3 or more priors as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Bexar, has anyone threatened you, harassed you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, it's 180 days in the state jail facility. And state will take in consideration several cases. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then Ms. Bexar, to the offense is charged in the information. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No, guilty.
No, no
State,
contest.
any evidence?
Oh, no contest. I'm sorry.
That's okay. State, any evidence to support the no contest plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Ms. Bexar, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, and judgments, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Mr. Sanchez, could I see you in a breakout room briefly, please?
Sure, Judge.
And Mr. Sanchez, if you'll go back to breakout room, let me find you on the screen. Oh. If you go to breakout room, let me see where you are. Number 6, please.
Okay.
If I can meet you in 6, Alexandra.
It's showing 8 when I try it, but
Yeah, he's an 8.
all right, good.
The judge is in 6.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments. Just one moment, I'm sorry. Thank you. Excuse me, Lupe. Yes, just 1 second, everyone. Sorry. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
You know, other than, she accepts responsibility. I know that, we've discussed, her situation several times now, and, she wants to kind of get this thing behind her. She wants to get out, get an ID, get a foundation behind her, and try to get her life on track at some point.
All right, then the court will sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Taking consideration grand jury number 738874, JN numbers 2001612, 2003441, 2005224. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
None from the defense.
Ms. Bozier, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. With that, we'll close the record. And Mr. Sanchez, my understanding is that you need to leave for an appointment, a dental appointment.
Yes, correct.
So you're excused. We're off the record. Ms. Bozier,
Yes.
you have a lot of prostitution cases. I don't think there's anyone in this world who grows up and says, when I grow up, I want to be a prostitute, right?
No, ma'am.
So whatever your issue is, if your issue is drug addiction, if your issue is financial, there are so many programs that can help you with that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
Should it be 40?
All right, so here's the thing. You're gonna wake up and you may find yourself in prison for the rest of your life. That was several cases that the state took in consideration. You may end up in another court, personalities are different. You don't know who you may be come before, and you may end up doing a lot of time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
May I ask one thing?
Sure.
Can it be placed that before I am released that I can get with the reentry to get some kind of proper ID? I'm sorry, I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. Some kind of proper identification to help me upon my release so I can try to change it.
Oh, the problem is I don't have any jurisdiction once you're sent. So what will end up happening, there are a lot of programs at the prison. If you'll take advantage of that.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're probably, I'm sure you probably have enough time in to be close to judgment satisfied. But I know when you're released, if you will contact Haven for Hope,
yes,
or if you will contact any of the treatment programs that are free, then you'll be able to get the help you need, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank
Norma,
you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Thank you. Norma, can you let them know that Ms. Bozier can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Lupe, could I have the document, please? All right, Nifa Carrillo.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I had the wrong ID.
There's the call. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Who's your client?
Mr. Campos, Oscar.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, I believe.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there. And we are actually going to break at noon. So anyone who's not ready, you're going to have to come back this afternoon. Joseph,
at what time? At what time, Your Honor?
1:30.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
Judge Joseph Acevedo, may I approach?
Yes.
Judge, I've conferred. May I have one last reset to try to get a disposition and a resolution?
Who's your client?
Miss Henricks? Dina Henricks?
Miss Hendricks. Okay, I don't know what's happening with your client and her screen, but she's not going to be allowed to appear on Zoom anymore. She's going to have to appear in person in court. Okay, Mr. Acevedo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Norma? Can we recall Mr. Acevedo's client back in 30 days, and that will be your plea deadline date?
The 27th.
All right, come back on April 27th, and that will be at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anyone else back?
Judge, with Oscar Hernandez on defendant Cynthia Gepfert, that case should be in the 399th. We've let Norma know, and I think she's starting the transferring process.
Wait, 299?
399th.
Okay, sorry.
There's a co-defendant with a lower JN, so we're starting the transferring process. It's a case that's probably going to be a probation offer, so I didn't want to make an offer and theoretically, have her supervision by this court and get the other case. So that's why I have not relayed an offer, but we're started the transferring process.
Okay. All right, then you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great one.
Thank you, you too. All right, Hector Garza, what's going on with your case? Hector Garza. All right, Adrian Perez.
Yes, Judge, sorry for being late. Sorry for interrupting as well. I talked to him yesterday at length. I had told him that the case was recalled today, and I had told him to show up today in person in the 187th. I don't know if he did or not. I'm assuming he did not.
All right.
Tito Hernandez.
All right, to the court. Is there a Tito Hernandez in the courtroom?
No, Judge, she's not.
All right, is there a prosecutor available?
I am Judge Brown.
Court is calling 2020 CR 9871, State of Texas versus Tito Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please? For the state?
Jordan Brown for the state.
For the defense?
Adrian Pettis for the defendant.
All right, this hearing was actually scheduled on yesterday, March 22nd. The defendant was a no-show. I agreed to give the defense counsel a chance to get in touch with his client again, and gave him till today to turn himself in. Hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:59 a.m. Defense, have you had any more contact with your client?
I spoke to him yesterday periodically all day long, including after court was adjourned yesterday and after the court agreed to reset the case for today. I specifically informed him of today's hearing and specifically informed him that he needed to be present today at 9 o'clock in the 187th.
All right, and for the record, he has not been on the Zoom. And for the record, the deputy has stated that the defendant has not been in the courtroom at all today. State?
They would request that bond be forfeited and warrant be issued for the defendant.
That'll be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If for any reason you're able to get in touch with your client, then I will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your excuse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, who is the attorney for Mr. Campos? That's Ninfa. And then Mr. Basson, Tues?
I think
you
that
able
was
to-
a compliance hearing, Judge.
I mean, there's,
It was sent with Ms. Dominguez. I sent all of them together.
all right. We're gonna see if we can get his attorney,
Okay.
because I'm assuming a motion to revoke has been filed on this. Is that correct?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, why is he in jail? Does anyone know?
He had a felony drug court evaluation back in July, and he was denied in September. And that's the extent of my knowledge of him being in jail. It doesn't look like probation informed the court that he was denied.
So do we have a letter as to why he was denied?
Let me check. It says that he does not meet criteria for substance dependence.
And what is, let me see, what is condition number 41?
Let me check. I don't see his conditions go up to 41. It shows his last condition number was 37. To submit to frequent random urinalysis.
No, they said 41. because that's what he played true to. All right. Mr. Basson, can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are. Mr. Basson?
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is they're not accepting you in the drug court. They're saying, I guess, that you're in remission because you've been at the Bexar County Jail.
Well, what happened, yeah, well, it was, I don't know if you're familiar with, well, I think you're familiar with it, but it was kind of disgruntled to me because I was doing real good in there, but it was CJ that told me, because I couldn't understand why they would do it too, but she said that actually because of the COVID thing, the government had cut the funding in half or something like that, and they was trying to give people that hadn't actually been in the program before a chance to go through the program.
All right, if you're released from jail, where are you going to be living?
7430 Micron Drive.
Who lives there?
My brother.
Does he want you to live with him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to alter and amend his conditions, Rebecca. Give him GPS, waive the fees, or place him on the indigent waiting list. He's going to do weekly reporting by Zoom or in person until further notice. And he's going to reside at, you said 7430 Micron?
Yes, ma'am.
You're to reside at 7430 Micron Drive. Does your brother have any felony convictions?
No, ma'am.
Has he ever been to jail or to prison?
No.
All right, don't go to his house and start trouble. You understand?
I'm not. I want to ask you a question, though, ma'am. Well, actually, my brother has a car lot, and that's one of the places I work at. But before I got arrested, I had just started a small little company detailing. I had like 4 car lots. I was detailing that, and you said GPS. How would that? Well, I know it restricts your movement a little bit, but can I still be able to do that with a GPS?
You'll be able to have a job, but that job had better not entail anything that has to do with drugs, because I'm going to require that they do field visits on you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. But I mean, I don't want to. I'll be. Well, I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of stories here. I don't want to get in trouble with the GPS thing. I've just been hearing a lot of stuff about it.
I'm going to want field visits too, Rebecca, and random UAs. And his field visits needs to be at least once a month, but random. And he's allowed to work on GPS upon proof of employment. And you will be released sometime today.
All right, thank you, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, I'll send you to a breakout room with probation. She'll tell you what you need to do.
All right, thank you.
So that'll be breakout room number 1. And Rebecca, if you could go to 1.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone, we're going to take our noon break so people can enjoy